Hello my friends, in today's video we're going to be listening to one of the most incredible pieces of music ever written, Allegri's Miserere. It's been described as one of the most beautiful pieces in the choral music repertoire, and I would go as far to say it's one of the most beautiful pieces ever written. It's absolutely incredible. Today we'll be listening to the Tenebrae, or Tenebrae, depending on where you are. The Tenebrae Choir sing this, an incredible group. I'm really excited to listen. Before we dive in, let's talk a little bit about the history of this piece. I got my Wikipedia page right here, ready to go. Miserere, which is Latin for "Have mercy on me, O God." The full title is Miserere mei Deus. Okay, it's a setting of Psalm 51 by Italian composer Gregorio Allegri. It was composed during the reign of Pope Urban VIII, probably during the 1630s, for the exclusive use of the Sistine Chapel during the Tenebrae services of Holy Week. So exclusive to the Sistine Chapel. If you try to sing this anywhere else, you're dead. I don't know if that's true. Its mystique. Okay, its mystique was increased by unwritten performance traditions and ornamentation. There's a lot of mystery around Allegri's Miserere, a lot of rumors flying around about this one. Some probably not true, but there might be a hint of truth in some of them. It is written for two choirs of 5 and 4 voices respectively, singing alternately and joining to sing the ending in 9-part polyphony. Okay, so we have sort of the main group and then we have a smaller ensemble. At least that's how it's typically set up. There's this story, this famous story that Mozart listened to it once when he was like 13 and he was able to transcribe the entire piece. Whether that's true or not, I honestly don't know. My guess is that it's probably been a shifting story every couple of years. Somebody adds another detail. Mozart was a musical genius. There's no doubt about that. And I have no doubt that he could, listen to a piece of music and instantly transcribe it. But I think the story has taken on sort of a new life. Let me know in the comments below. Is it a true story? Is there any actual evidence that he did this? Is there any proof? I'd love to know. Let's figure out this mystery together. All right. Let's jump into this one, and you're in for a ride if you've never heard this, because it'll blow your mind. This is Miserere mei Deus by Allegri, performed by the Tenebrae Choir, conducted by Nigel Short. Here we go. Come on. I mean, is there a more beautiful opening phrase in music? I really don't know. And this is a serious question. Is there? First thing I want to point out is look at this amazing setting they're in. They've got all these candles. We've got the beautiful stone behind them. They're in this beautiful, I'm sure, very acoustic room, this insane chapel. This is the St. Bartholomew the Great Chapel in London, I believe. And look at this place. It's beautiful. Who wouldn't want to sing there? And when you get a group that is so talented in a space like that, this is where this music is supposed to be performed, in these amazing chapels.
I can't imagine a more beautiful thing.
Okay. I hate to keep stopping, but this is a reaction video, so it wouldn't be a reaction video without starting and stopping. But this is just incredible. So I've performed this piece a number of times. Usually for me, it's at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. on a Sunday morning during Holy Week, after having all of your typical Easter Holy Week activities. There's just something about it that you can't really describe. It's it's the polyphony, it's the way it was written, it's just the texture of it. It's such a thick texture with so many different voices. It's really amazing. I want to go back to the ending of this phrase, and I'm always interested to see the vowel shapes in people's mouths when they sing. So we can see the singer in the background, a tenor or a bass, and then we have, I'm assuming, an alto or soprano. And this is an ah vowel, ah. And this singer has quite a north-south thing happening with this ah vowel, whereas this singer has more of an east-west thing. But the vowels are matching beautifully. The choir is very, very together. But I always find it interesting how we have different vowel shapes, but it can achieve the same sound. Let's keep going. Whoa. Do you see how high he is? I would be terrified to sing that solo from up so high, but it's very effective, and you can see the smaller ensemble in the back here, and then this singer's up here. That is kind of amazing. When you have the space to do it, why not, right? So beautiful. They're very different heights. Do you see that? they're all the same height, and he is much taller than them. That's a really great ensemble. I mean, it's beautiful. It's extremely hard to tune. And let me know in the comments if you've ever sung this piece before. But it's very hard to tune this part in particular. We'll hear the soprano in a moment. We'll hear the soprano sing that beautiful high C. And if you put yourself in this context of Holy Week and of Easter, if you're performing this at a church service in the morning, you really got to warm up beforehand. I know the soprano at my church is wonderful. She has to warm up quite a bit if she knows she's going to be singing Allegri. Nice. Okay, so before we get to this very famous, very well-known soprano high C, what I want you to listen for is the bass part in this. So the bass sings a C, and then an A flat, and then after some really amazing tension, drops down to a G. So for me personally, this is one of the hardest spots in this piece to keep in tune. I find that just that little bit of crunch is a little bit unsettling for me. It's like every time I run through it for the first time with the group, I always feel like I'm singing the wrong note, or that the A flat in particular is even flatter. So just listen for this instead of listening to the high C. Listen to that, of course, but listen to that crunch too. G. And there we go. So epic moment. And the bass, they could be in a different key than I'm used to, so it might not be C, A flat, G, but you can really hear that little bit of tension. It just adds so much color and depth to this piece. Next thing I want to talk about is let's look at this vowel on the high C for the soprano. Let me play it back again. Okay, so what do we notice about the shape of the mouth in this? It's an ah vowel. And what this singer is electing to do, and it's a very smart decision, is to really brighten that vowel by showing the top teeth a little bit more, right? So obviously it's very ah, like that. And what this is going to help with is keeping that high C in tune. Because not only do you have to get up to that note, which is very high, but you have to sustain it for quite a long time. So if we can keep it really bright, really forward, then the tuning is going to be very consistent. And that is absolutely essential. If the C goes flat, then everything else, all those really glorious tensions that we just talked about, become atonal, crunchy messes, basically. So I applaud this singer for really brightening up the vowel, and I would do that if I had to sing a high C, which thank goodness I don't. Let's continue on. What I would recommend for everybody watching is, first of all, go back into this video and listen to the entire thing. But listen with headphones, because if you can hear what I can hear, then your mind will be blown. The basses in this choir, this Tenebrae Choir, are unreal. They've got this really wonderful bass quality. It's very resonant, it's very bassy, for lack of a better word. And you combine that with this unbelievable space that they're singing in, and you just got something magical, which is what we have. Okay, so this is a really interesting thing about this piece, and I'm looking at the score right here. We've got a lot of really interesting rhythms going on. Okay, so they're pretty much straight rhythms. So we have et justificeris in sermonibus tuis. So there's this yun dun 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 bum 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 ba da. What the Italian composers are so masterful at, and this is a clear example of an Italian writing in a language that makes sense to him. So the Latin, Italian Latin, because we get the word stress. And this is what really is important to understand when you're working on this music, is we're trying to sing words. That's all we're doing, is we're singing words. So if we can find the word stress, if we can find that sense of rhythm within the syntax of the language, then we're golden. And that's what that choir just demonstrated. A very great understanding of where the accent is and where the phrase is going. We'll now jump ahead to the very end, where we have this amazing 9-part polyphonic magical ending. As we approach the ending of this song, we have something that is, in my opinion, so much fun and just adds so much color and texture and wonder to a piece like this. We have something called a tierce to Picardy, which is when you're in a minor key and then you end the piece, the final chord, on a major chord. So we're in G minor for this piece, and the very last chord is a G major chord. So it adds a really nice, hopeful, not necessarily positive, but a hopeful and sort of wondrous feeling to the end of this song. Let's listen. It's a goosebumps moment at the end. It's chilling. This piece is something else. If you have an opportunity to listen to it live, if you have an opportunity to sing it, take it, because it's one of those choral pieces that you have to do at least once in your life. I'm really lucky because I get to do it every single year at my church, and each time you learn something interesting about it. You learn something else. You hear a certain texture or a certain note that you've never heard before. and it's really special. And I'm serious about this Mozart thing. If anybody can lead me to some tangible proof, or maybe a paper or just some research on if it actually happened, if a 13 or 14-year-old Mozart was able to transcribe this in one listen and then got in trouble by the Pope or whatever, the story changes, honestly, every time I hear it. So if you find anything, let me know in the comments, because I really want to know. That's it for today's video, my friends. Special thank you to the Tenebrae Choir, an amazing, amazing ensemble. Please go to their YouTube channel, check out some of their work. They're doing amazing things. If you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.